San Francisco. It's like the Baker conversation West. San Francisco says, and again, I think it's gamesmanship. It's just like what Cleveland's doing, just sort of a different way to present it. San Francisco saying, maybe Jimmy will be back. Maybe Jimmy Garoppolo is not gone. We don't want to just get rid of him to get rid of him. He's got value. And right now he's recovering from a shoulder surgery in his throwing shoulder, and teams are reticent to offer us anything. So we're going to just play it out, and maybe Jimmy will be on our roster. It's not really Cleveland realistically, functionally can't have Baker back in that. I don't think you can really have him back in that quarterback room next season. Jimmy could, though, for San Francisco. He totally could be back there. I wrote today that I think they're bluffing. I think they're playing the game. They're playing that chess move, the Jimmy Garoppolo chess move right now to try and draw out a trade. However, I do think that if this advances far enough down the road and there really isn't anything out there and they really truly go, maybe we will just bring him back and we'll figure out the $24 million we owe him in base salary, which God just seems completely unlikely, but I'm just going to play it out. I don't know, man. I just don't. To me, you bring him back, even if you're like Trey Lance is our starter. And that's, to me, I feel like they're indicating Trey Lance is definitely going to be the guy. He's going to be the starter for us. They're not coming out and just straight up saying it, but there's a reason why they're ready to move on from Jimmy, and that's because they're ready to go with Trey.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know about bringing somebody back in the organization that, you can say whatever we want about them. They still had a little playoff run in them. They still had some success with them.
Brought him to the NFC Championship game. He got him.
Shalise, you can't tell me if you covered the Niners and Trey Lance goes out there. Let's say they bring Jimmy back. Whatever the circumstances are, figured out. Forget the money or whatever. For whatever reason, he's still there. You can't tell me that you or I covering the team wouldn't sit there and say Trey Lance gets off to a rough start.
Yeah,
they go 1-2 out of the gate. You and I are going to be sitting in the press box next to each other. We're going to be going, yeah.
Which one of us is writing? It's time for Jimmy to come back.
Yeah, right. That's it. That is exactly right. That's the conversation. One of us has got the binoculars, and I'm like, is he putting his helmet on? Is he warming up? Like, is he like, what's going on the sidelines? Is he talking to the coaches right now? Like, what's Jimmy doing?
And then behind the scenes, what are the teammates saying? Guys who were on the team from last year to the coming year, and they were part of seeing Jimmy get them to the NFC Championship game. If they do get off to a 1-2 start or whatever the case may be, are they, chirping behind the scenes and saying, this is ridiculous. Jimmy got us to where we got to last year with Jimmy. So what are we doing with Trey? He's not ready, or whatever the case may be. It's a really complicated situation, but the 49ers spent so much to get Trey Lance. He had his, redshirt year, so to speak. So, you in a way, you kind of have to go with him, but having a $24 million backup is a hard pill to swallow. But then, like we just said, the minute Trey stumbles, the fans are going to be screaming for Garoppolo. The media might scream for Garoppolo.
Which is why, don't you agree that, fine, play the chess game, play it out, do what you got to do. But at the end of the day, you do have a luxury that Cleveland doesn't. You can cut the guy and you get all that money. You get all the base money. Like, Cleveland cuts Baker, they lose the 18.5. Like, that's gone. Mm-hmm. They got to pay that no matter what. They're screwed. Now, San Francisco, what you get is a big old hole in your cap that then you can use for contract extension for Deebo Samuel. You can use that money to extend guys. Like, I'm just like, there's just no way you can't do this. You have to get that guy off the roster.